Good morning, everyone, and welcome back for day 2 of 5 days of Valentine's Days with Dearjuliejule and Cara Creations. Today, we've got this page from Dearjuliejule. So we have several Valentines, a couple of flinch cards, some pretty ephemera cutout pieces. And from Cara, we've got some tags, journaling cards or pockets, and some pretty ephemera up here. So I've already made several things, but there was one thing using this tag that I wanted to make with you, and I will say I've taken this tag and I've blown it up. That's what size it printed at. I went in and enlarged the tag and reprinted it. So that's what I'm working with here. And I've got a piece of just scrapbook paper that I've cut out to the same size as the tag. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my ruler and line it up right at the top of that lace. I want to make a pocket on this. And I'm going to use my X-Acto knife and just cut that right off at the top of that lace. Then, and I'm going to use my Tombow Mono Aqua. That way I've got a second to move this around. So I'm going to glue the top part of the tag onto my scrapbook paper tag. And I'll be sewing around the edges, but I do want to get this bottom edge pretty well. Okay. And I'm going to leave that as my writing side, so I'm just going to flip it over here and put this down and get it as lined up as I possibly can. It does take this glue a second to grab, which is I like about it for doing something like this where I need a second to be able to move it around. Now I'm just going to use I'm not going to re-ink it, but I am going to distress that edge just a little bit. And now I'm going to go ahead and distress this lacy edge a little bit so that we'll be able to see where the pocket is. Okay. Now, very simply, what I'm going to do is, do I want to do that yet? Actually, I may hold off on that. I want this to go here, but I've got this label and this admission ticket that I think just for a little added interest and texture, I want to put them on here. And for this, I'm going to use my art glitter glue. These will be easy enough to lay down, and they don't, if they're a tiny bit off, it's okay. So I'm going to put that on that edge. And this one, I think I'll put down about right there like that. Okay, so got that down, and now I can go ahead and glue this little card down. So lots of gluing on this. But I like the way those little pieces beneath it just kind of give me a little layer, and like I said, just a little added interest, and even though they're flat pieces, still the appearance of some texture behind it. Okay. So then, now I'm ready for, excuse me, my bottom lacy piece. And what I'm going to do is, just like a pocket, I'm going to glue the two sides and along the bottom. And get my tag lined back up. I need to trim just like a hair's width off that. So now I've got a pocket, and I plan to put these two flinch cards in there like so. So what I want to do before I do that, though, is I do want to stitch around the whole thing. So give me just a second. I'm going to stitch around it, and I'll be right back. Okay, I stitched around my tag, and I went ahead and put an eyelet and a little topper in it. And now I can just tuck these little flinch cards in there into the pocket. And that tag is done. So the other things I have made with the Day 2 pages are this pocket. And this was from Cara Brandon's journaling card. And I just turned it into a pocket, put a Dearjuliejulie embellishment here, Cara Brandon's little tag embellishment here with a little heart brad with a pearl inlay, and this tag can go right in this pocket. And I'm going to want something else in that pocket, but I don't know what yet, so I'm just going to put that piece of paper in there to remind me that I want something there. Then I did the same thing with Cara's other journaling card as I turned it into a pocket, and this time I put Dearjuliejule's Roses ephemera on here along with Cara Brandon's price tag. And this was Cara Brandon's tag, and I liked it just as it was. So I just put a eyelet and a topper, and I'm just leaving that as is. That can go right in that pocket, and again, I will want something else there. So just have a piece of paper in there for now. And then the last thing that I did was I made the cover for my journal, and I used some scrapbook paper. This is Then we have a layer of some napkin that I had on just on white copy paper. And then Dearjuliejule's image. Cara Brandon's little embellishment there. And I stitched around the inside card, stitched the entire thing onto the journal, and then put down a little bit of lace with little pearls across it. So those are my day 2 items for this little collaboration. And that's what we've got. So I will see you again tomorrow for day 3. And until then, please be safe, stay healthy, happy crafting, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.